Okay. Hilchos Krias Halacha Aleph. This goes over the Torah Samechei, the Yom Boyz Arus, where the Rebbe says that when a person goes through this world, you should look at the Tachlis. The Tachlis is Kula Echad, Kula Toiv. It's a wonderful, very long Torah. And the Rebbe says that when a person speaks of the Tachlis and the reason for all the Yisurim, he says that the Yisurim go away because he says, and even the Yisurim that are still there are very easy, very comfortable to accept when you know the reason for it. As we spoke about many times, they stick you with a pin, you don't know why, you go crazy, but they take blood sample from you, it's nothing. Why? Because you know the Tachlis of the Yisurim. He says that's the reason why the Nefesh is that when there's a hard Yisurim, so people close their eyes, because then they close their eyes to the Tachlis. He says, and then they come back, and the Yisurim could become even more than his Mekar and Torah. And this the Torah that Rebbe says that there's a field in Urim Selenium, there's in Gan Eden, there's a field that the beauty of the flowers in that field is impossible to imagine. And there's Baal HaSoda, the field owner. His job is to watch each and every plant, which is neshamas, and to see that each one grows properly and to separate them properly. Sometimes they're too close, and one of them can weaken the other. And he says the person has to be a real chacham and gadol and gibor, to finish it. Even with the istalkus, he says some never finish it. Some finish it with the istalkus. He says, but you have to be a tremendous gibor and chacham gadol to finish it during your lifetime. There's tremendous Torah. So many different things in it, that so much musa'askel that there is in this particular Torah. One of them is that the way that a person is completed is the way that the person completes his children, ultimately, is when he's mustalik. Because as long as the parent is alive, you still have a back, you still have, there's still something to a fallback option, kiviyachol, whatever it is, emotionally, physically, financially, whatever. Once a person is mustalik, that's it. There's no not a small thing. So even this, you need to know that you have to be very special. A person wants to be very special, to fix his children properly with his istalkus. Most people don't. He says, but you have to be a real chacham and gibor, to finish it while you're still alive. That they will, with you, there's a lot to talk. Yeah, but the main thing is the Torah over there is bittul to the Tachlis. Bittul to the Tachlis is this is the thing that brings about the sweetness, that sweetens the Surim of this world. It says like this: Krias Shma ubevchinas bittul latachlis. We're starting this today. Krias Shma ubevchinas bittul latachlis. Krias Shma is, you be mevatel yourself. You cancel yourself out, you annihilate yourself, kaviyachol, to the Tachlis. K'mo shomrim, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Hashem is our Lord, Hashem is one, Shu B'chinas, V'yom Ari Hashem Echad, Shmo Echad, as Rashi said. Hu B'chinas Kula Tov. This is a total goodness. B'chinas Hashem Hu Elokim, that Hashem, which is the Chesed, and Elokim, which is Din, they're all one. כמו שכוסו בהשם על הדבר, באלוקים על הדבר. וזה מבחינת השם אלוקינו, השם אחד, שכולו אחד, כולו טוב. In the Shirish, it's all good. In the Shirish, it's all good. It's one of the reasons, a person can be put into a Nisay in this world. That he can get bizyonis. He can get bizyonis, like, it's very hard to a person to take when people they start out against him and they deride him or they put him down or they don't give him the kind of respect that he feels that he deserves, something like that. Truth of the matter is that if a person has seichel amiti, he would know who is doing this to me. Kadosh Baruch Hu is doing this to me. Amosa was Shlomo Melech's Rebbe. I think it's Amosa. Shimi Ben Gera. Maybe it was Shimi Ben Gera. No? He was Shlomo Melech's Rebbe. And when David HaMelech who ran away from Avshalom, so he went out and he cursed him. So Yoav, who was the general, excuse me, I have to try to, I don't know, who was a general, wanted to kill him. The Malach says, don't. Hashem told him to curse. Interestingly enough, as long as Shimon ben Gera was alive, Shlomo Melech did not know. He got married to many women. The whole thing was like he was his Rebbe. David HaMelech told him, make sure he doesn't die on his bed. It's very interesting, the whole Mahalach. But what does it mean that Hashem told him to put me down, to Vazan? If a person takes stock at where he's at, we have a very clear in the Bura Emunah where he says a person should be careful, with mutar. Right? But what if I'm still steep in Issa? We talk about mutar. If a person I'm doing Yisurim, I'm doing things I'm not supposed to do. It could be a lot of things. It could be talking what you're not supposed to talk, watching what you're not supposed to watch, reading what you're not supposed to read, doing what you're not supposed to do. A lot of things in Shmir Sainaim, in Kedusha, in honesty, in nivul pei, in Lashon Hara. It could be a ton of stuff. Rabbeinu says in Torah Vav that the Ikir Tshuva is Yishma B'Ziyayna Yidam Yichtaik. So there you have and be quiet. Rabbi Lezer Berlan, Hashem should guard him. He puts himself into Bizyonis ständig, like Geherig. That's what he does. He always did that. Because he can. It takes an unbelievable gvura, to put yourself into Bizyonis. It's unbelievable. But if a person realizes that, that bizyonis, which is shfichas damim, if you're keeping quiet, you elevate from dam to dom. Dom Hashem Elokecha, then you can do tshuva. Because sometimes you can't just let these things go. You know, the bad stuff that a person does, it's not that easy to let go. You know, there's all kinds of psychological, whatever it is, there's aspects that are negative. If a person, I mean, there's no bigger aptokas adinim than to accept a design. None. It's a kapara on law laid on capital punishment. It's not a small thing. But the Rebbe says, "Azovech es yitzro misvade olam." This is what the Rebbe says in Terevov. If a person, it means he's shechting his yetzer. With keeping quiet when one is being derided, you're shechting the yetzer. Shechting the yetzer. Kadosh Baruch Hu is doing you a tremendous favor. But it's so hard to take. Baruch Hashem. Baruch Hashem, thank you for, not just for the fact that I was derided, for the fact that it's so hard to take. That I feel like either killing him or killing myself. I don't know what, but and I'm insulted and I'm hurt to the end. For that, thank you. For that. I'm dead. For that, thank you. Because the tachlis is kula echad kula toiv. Hashem hu Elokim. Hashem echad ishmon echad. Zeh pirush Shma Yisrael. This is what Shma Yisrael hainu hashma laoznecha. You know, let your ears hear. As Chazal said in Maseches Brochos, Im ken Shma Yisrael. In other words, you have to say it in a way that you can hear it. Im ken Yisrael Yishaboy Yisrael Yishoino. In that Torah, it says that when a person starts davening, every single letter, every single word is such a sweet treasure. There's such love between the person and the word that the word hugs you and wraps itself around you. It says, how can you go on in view of this tremendous love between us? So he says, but you have to go on davening. You have to go down and you have to still pick up these tremendous plants and flowers and tremendous treasures. But the first letter, the first word of the davening begs of you, don't forget me. Don't forget me. When you come to the end of the davening, as you go on, don't forget me. Don't forget me. You know, there's a organization in Borough Park that they have families that you know, for children that are very, very ill, and Karen Shloimo something, whatever, because they had a son that died, and the actually all right, message received.
Hold on, we're closing the door.
I say it's the life, you know. So the son, before he died, he asked his father, "Don't forget me." I mean, that cut his parents to pieces. How can we ever forget you? How can a father forget his son? It's like, is this the kind of ahava that every single word in the davening has with you? It's like, lahavdil efaf like a dying son that begs you, don't forget me. Wherever you go, carry yourself with me. Or the parents don't keep on living, they don't continue life. But wherever it is they go, their son is with them. That's what the prayer, that's what the davening is. The first letter, the first word is asking you, make me part of you. Make the whole tefillah into one. So even when you enter the tefillah, you're still in the beginning of the tefillah. It says, Shma Yisrael, Shma lo oznecha, let your ears hear. As Chazal said, in Ken, so you have to remain on the first letter. It says, so the tikkun for this is to look at the tachlis, it's Hashem Elokeinu, look at the very end. And this is what Chazal said also from this pasuk, that Kriyat Shma can be said in any language. Shma b'chol hashon she'ata shomea, Shma means in any language that you hear. כי מאחר שצריך לסברת לו לתכלס, ששם כולו איכות, כולו טוב, since you cancel yourself out to the tachlis, that there is, it's all one, it's all good, and there's no bad whatsoever over there, that's why the bad of the lashonos falls and is cancelled, and the only thing that is left is only the good that is cloaked in it, in this lashon. He says, because for sure, there's a good that hides in there. Only what? All of the bad covers it up. That's why it really would have been more appropriate not to say anything sacred in any other language. However, Krishma, that is Krias bitul, shu kula toiv. This is a total bitul, a total good. This is why you're allowed to read it in any language. The ra falls off and cancels out. The only thing that remains is the good. That's why that's what after Krishma itself. Kriyat Shma itself alludes to the fact that it's good, deeply hidden in all the other languages. Chazal said, what is the totafos? Tat bekatfi, in a language called tatfi, is shtaim. Pas, in African language, in one of the African language, it means also shtaim. That comes to tell you that good exists of the Lashon Kodesh, that is cloaked in, is hidden in the languages of the other nations, as Rabbeinu wrote in Siman Lamed Gimel. This to show you and to let you know that by reading Kriyat Shma, which is a bittul to HaKadosh Baruch Hu legamre, this reveals the good, and as the letters of Lashon Kodesh, which is melubash in other Lashonos Amim Kanal. Hashem will continue tomorrow.